What's going on, guys? It is the Lone Courier here, and I am here to talk to you guys about what's going on in Black Ops 3 right now. You know, with the new weapons being added, and there's a lot of controversy circling around in the COD community right now about these new weapons. Now, as you may know, the MX Garand, the Marshall 16, and the NX Shadowclaw are all new weapons. There is two new melee weapons, but that's not the point of this video, you know. These new weapons, they're basically brand new, except from the MX Garand. The MX Garand is basically an M1 Garand reskin of the Shiva. So in my opinion, it's not too much different, you know, it really just is a reskin of the Shiva with a little bit of a higher fire rate. You know, it's nothing too different to what happened in Advanced Warfare. You know how in Advanced Warfare they started adding in all these weapons that they were kind of like reskins. So and they had a little bit of different like stats. So it's like, say for example, the STG-44 is basically a reskin of the HBRA-3, but it has different damage profiles, which is kind of like what's going on with the MX Garand right now. I'd say the main controversy, however, surrounding all these new weapons is more just the fact that Treyarch did actually say when this game came out that the items in these supply drops were only going to be cosmetic items only. And then obviously a month later they started adding in the micro DLC payments for the supply drops in the form of COD points. Everybody thinks they're a lot more acceptable because they're called COD points, not just supply drops. Now, you can obviously tell that they weren't selling enough supply drops, so they had to add in like a new incentive to buy supply drops, like in Advanced Warfare. It's obvious that they weren't selling enough at first, so they started adding in all these weapons and whatnot, and like new gear sets and shit. And I mean, obviously they were going to keep adding in new gear sets for your specialists. I mean, that's a bit understandable. I'm fine with that, you know, that's not too big a problem. And I'd say I'm not too bothered about the new weapons either. I mean, I've used the crossbow, I've used the Marshall, and I've used the MX Garand. The MX Garand, I really do like it, and I really would like it. It's more just because I'm such a fan of the M1 Garand. And the NX Shadowclaw, it's not overpowered, but it's a one-hit kill. You know, it's I don't know if it has aim assist or anything like that. I haven't read any stats of it. It is a one-hit kill all the time. There is a way to make it overpowered with the tri-bolt attachment. I don't think it's that overpowered really. It takes a bit of skill to use it, you know, so it's fair play. And you've got the Marshall M16, which is basically just a better version of the Executioner, and I have no problem with that. I mean, I hate shotguns, and I think the Marshall's pretty cool. So yeah, I would say it's not just the weapons that annoy me, it's more just the principle, like that. They said that they weren't going to add in like weapons, they said they weren't going to do that, and then they suddenly did. I mean, with the butterfly knife, the wrench, and fucking the brass knuckles, I wasn't too bothered about those because they are just reskins of the combat knife. And then they started adding in weapons, like brand new weapons. I mean, so far it's only been the crossbow and the pistol are the only new weapons, but I can tell you for a fact that this is going to be the first of the weapons that they add in. And this definitely isn't going to be the last new weapons that you see added into this game. And honestly, in my last video, I got it totally right. I said that, well, no, it wasn't my last video, it was like it was talking about the Black Ops 3 DLC. I made that commentary just after Awakening came out, and I said there wasn't going to be a DLC weapon with that map pack, because they'd more than likely cut out of the map pack and shove it into the supply drops. Lo and behold, they did do that precisely. And I mean, it's kind of just annoying because you can see these weapons being included in the DLC, but they just decided, oh, you know what, fuck it, we'll just milk some more money out of the COD community and just do it. And the thing is, you know, we're utterly helpless to this. I mean, the COD community can't do anything about it, you know. It's these weapons, as Nero from Nero Cinema, I think it is, said it in his video, these weapons take so little to make, you know, they probably cost nothing, next to nothing to make, and there's, you know, they're always going to make a profit on them. So, you know, even if they only sold one supply drop, they'd still be making a profit on it, and it's kind of just ridiculous. And I'm honestly going to say, with the COD community, it's not really the normal people that throw too much money into supply drops. You'll only find it's the YouTubers. I mean, you'll find people like Ali A and fucking Chaos X Silencer throwing like $400, $500 into supply drops just to buy these or just to get these weapons, and it's kind of just stupid because, you know, that's just a complete waste of money. But that is a different kind of rant for a different kind of video. But yes, the weapons, they aren't overpowered as it is. They're not overpowered yet, but I can see they will add in overpowered weapons. And I mean, honestly, in my personal opinion, I would have preferred if they could have just added them in, so you could just buy them separately. Like in Advanced Warfare, a lot of people said that, why can't we just buy these weapons separately? You know, say for example, the AE4 and the OHM, or the OM, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, from Advanced Warfare were DLC weapons. The AE4 was Havoc's DLC 1's weapon, and then the OHM came with DLC 2. Those were released separately, so you could buy just the weapon only a couple of months after DLC 3. And I mean, I prefer it that way. I mean, it might happen, but it probably won't. This is another thing with Advanced Warfare. A lot of people complain and say, why can't we just buy these weapons? Say for example, if you spent maybe $5 buying the BAL 27 Obsidian Steed or the HBRE3 Insanity, developers aren't ever going to do that, because for a fact they're just going to make more money selling them through supply drops, because it's just a slot, it's a slot machine basically, you know. When you open up a supply drop, you don't know what you're going to get. It's completely random and it is just straight up gambling. And for a fact, I don't know how they even get away with this. I mean, the way they get away with this is because it's an 18 rated game or an M rated game, and it should only be played by mature audiences. But, you know, they add in all these gambling features and whatnot, and then you've got these 11-year-olds that will most likely throw a ton of money into the game just trying to get these weapons. It kind of makes no sense how they're actually allowed to do that. But I guess there's no way to stop that other than completely policing who plays Call of Duty, and that would probably cut off more of the player base than what's already dropped off this game. But yes, the new weapons, I don't like the way they've included them only in supply drops. That fucking annoys me. It's basically like Advanced Warfare all over again. And a lot of people are saying this game isn't pay to win. It's not pay to win yet. I'm saying yet, because I know for a fact they're going to add in some overpowered weapons into these supply drops. And half of these YouTubers that are telling you that this game isn't going to end up pay to win, you know, they're lying through their fucking teeth, dude. You know, there's this many YouTubers that I've watched recently. They're like, oh, Dad, it's not pay to win. It probably won't ever be pay to win. It's like, yeah, dude, it will end up pay to win at some point. I mean, guaranteed within maybe, I'm gonna guess within 3 to 5 months time they will add in some ridiculously OP guns. I mean, you might throw in another set of guns next month. You know, it was only last month we got the brass knuckles and shit. I guess within the next 4 or 5 months we will have some ridiculously OP weapons available through supply drops, and then the game will end up pay to win. Because, you know, Treyarch and Activision, they're fucking corporate money whores, you know. They'll do anything just to make more money, you know, and I can guarantee they will get rid of all integrity for this game and just throw in some overpowered weapons just so they can milk some more money, because that's how video games work nowadays, you know. Well, that's how Call of Duty works nowadays, you know. It's fucking scummy, it's ridiculous. And yeah, so I guess that's my opinion on the whole pay to win thing. In my opinion, I'm just gonna like sum this up at the end, just so yeah. I don't think it's pay to win yet, but I guarantee it will be in a couple of months. And I really don't like the fact that they've started adding them into supply drops again, because I don't want to fucking gamble my money. I mean, I am a gambling man through and through, I will say that. I do like a bit of a gamble, but this shit, even I know that it's bad enough to try and gamble for this kind of shit. I mean, like, I'll buy my scratch cards, I'll buy lottery tickets and whatnot, but I will not gamble like COD points and Call of Duty. Well, I may occasionally, but I'm not going to turn into a full-on spends every cent that he has on gambling in this game, because I know for a fact how bad the odds are. I mean, the odds on a scratch card are probably better than what they are of getting one of these new weapons, and that's kind of just ridiculous. But yeah, supply drops, you know, they're a peak market. One kid buys them, they can't get enough of them. Next thing you know, they've got a gambling addiction. And then you get all these YouTubers, cough cough Mark Music, that try to promote having a gambling addiction, and he'll go off and buy $100 supply packs. That's another thing. Did you know there's actually a $100 supply drop bundle in this game? They've even added it into Advanced Warfare as well. There's a $100, or it's £79 over here, pack of supply drops. Like, and they've got a guaranteed legendary weapon in them. Like, dude, what the fuck? Who even buys this shit? It's getting ridiculous, dude, you know. But yeah guys, fucking supply drops, they're ridiculous in this game, and they're back to the way they were in Advanced Warfare, so yeah, I guess you better keep a hold of your wallet and don't spend any money on them, because, you know, it's ridiculous. But yeah guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been The Lone Courier, peace.